Hi everyone. I'm Leanne, the moderator. Well, welcome to Whose Escape Room Is It Anyway, an improv design adventure. Today we will be making an escape room for you guys based on your suggestions. So if you're not on Discord or on the Twitch chat, hop on. We'll be taking your suggestions soon. So just to clarify, this won't be a fully original or even maybe sometimes even fully possible to actually build room, but the idea is that all of us will be having a bit of fun and also be talking through the design process of, you know, how you go from idea to puzzle to bringing it all together into a room, and just to give you guys a glimpse into the design process. So, I'm Leanne. I'm the moderator slash panelist, as well as a co-owner of Next Level Escape in Sydney. We create games with a focus on the games master interaction as well as humour, whether it's a screwball sci-fi adventure with an AI who's totally not out to kill you, we swear, or a hapless theatre troupe that can't actually get anything right. So I'll pass on the introduction to Aaron next.
Hi, my name's Aaron. I'm also one of the owners of Next Level Escape. I tend to enjoy doing more of the physical build side of things and coding up all the props to do magical and amazing things. I'll pass on to Keziah.
Hello, everybody. My name is Keziah. I'm from Seraphim Escape Rooms in Ipswich, Queensland. I'm the owner here, and I am the designer and creator of our games. My husband does the tech, and yeah, we love escape rooms. Now on to Mark.
Hey everyone, my name is Mark. I am the owner of Social Escape Rooms in Alexandria in Sydney. I get heavily involved in all of the design for the puzzles, the building of the games, the electronics, the construction, all things that we have to do, as we all apparently do. And I love the technical side of it. I love the building of the games. I love trying to be creative with the puzzles and also trying to get everyday objects and then use them in unusual ways to then make puzzles from them. So hopefully we have a little bit of fun today and explore that a bit further. And Marise.
Hi, my name's Marise Watson. I am the owner and the game designer at the Cipher room in Newtown, Sydney. We make everything ourselves by hand, my husband and myself. We love escape rooms, we love puzzles, and we're really looking forward to this panel.
Awesome. So that's everyone, and hi to everyone who's watching on the stream. It will be a little odd not to have the audience interaction live, but, well, let's see how it goes. So, the first thing we're going to do on the panel, obviously, is to get your suggestions. So if everyone wants to hop on to, whether it's Discord or Twitch, and start giving your suggestions for an awkward place for a first date. So throw them at us, and we'll talk through them, decide on one, and keep going from there. And then we'll start building a panel for you. Sorry,
I'm sure we've all had awkward first dates.
not a panel.
I'm wondering, while we're waiting for people to comment, has anybody ever been to a really awkward place on a first date?
An escape room.
Escape rooms are the best place for our first date, just saying, but yeah.
Oh, no, I definitely agree. They're pretty good. You get to learn a lot about the person you're in there with.
Exactly.
If you can't get out, well, you're stuck for a while. We have some comments coming through. There's a blacklight club, a hospital, Mount Everest, parents' house, protest rally, the cemetery. Well, there are quite a few. A morgue. Anything stand out?
Is there anything anyone's gone like really interesting? Like the morgue sounds like it would be.
There's a submarine.
First date.
I was thinking the morgue as well. What did you say, Aaron?
Oh, there's a submarine up there as well. So totally impractical to have a submarine, possibly, because I'd want to make it sink and flood with water, which is more of a one-use escape room.
The reset would be painful.
Oh, very much so. Mold would be a terrible issue. Your ex-wife's restaurant.
Oh, someone said ex-wife restaurant.
Funeral home is another one that's come up on Twitch.
Yeah.
Okay,
Big Jack versus Big Mac.
Anyway. So I think looking at from the suggestions that have come through so far, we will be talking about what funeral home, morgue, ex-wife's restaurant.
Apparently.
We
This
could,
might have
perhaps
been a
merge,
specific one.
we could perhaps merge two ideas. The funeral home and the morgue are almost the same kind of concept. There's a dead body in there and two people are having a nice romantic date beside it.
Okay, so if we'll just have like a funeral home / morgue. So forgetting about the first date idea, we'll just have the funeral home / morgue. This is where the escape room is going to be set. So throw it out. Random ideas. Why are you there? It could be any reason at all. Like I said, don't worry about it having to be the first date, but what are you doing there? What could you possibly be doing at a funeral home / morgue? What is your goal? So, for example...
I'm sure we'd be sanitizing a lot in between games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, things like, I don't know, you're there to steal back your grandfather's body or whatever. I don't know.
What about a family heirloom? Sorry.
The body is a family heirloom?
Oh, no, not the body. It's when you're trying to recover a family
Something
heirloom
from the
that was
body.
lost in the home or something.
Right.
I mean,
Just saying a body
Do
could
you
be
have
a
any
family
suggestions on the Discord?
there's some things about zombies. We could turn this into a
Okay.
slight zombie-themed sort of thing as well.
If there's not that many others, I am very happy to go with you're trying to grab the family heirloom off the dead body.
So is this going to be
Somebody
like
did say accidentally left behind jewelry.
Yeah, jewelry.
Yeah.
Like a ring or
Or a necklace or something.
necklace? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice big brooch, like Titanic style, like one of those huge
Yeah.
gems. Like,
Yeah, so
I mean-
the rose brooch.
I presume the funeral director is coming back in 1 hour.
of course, he's just here to collect his, I guess, investment or whatnot.
Okay.
Sounds okay.
So we'll go with the accidentally left behind jewelry on the body, and we are breaking into funeral home / morgue in order to retrieve that. We have 1 hour before the funeral director gets here. So, let's go. Interestingly enough, the screen. Okay. If everyone can see, we've got a whiteboard here. We will be sketching for your pleasure as we go. Please forgive our drawings. So where should we start? Are we starting outside the home, or do we want to be in like the open area where, just that open area where where people normally sit for the funeral itself?
I
What
have
do you
to point out, somebody made a comment on Twitch about scrounging a meal for your date, and I'm just trying to think how that might fit in with the dead corpse on the gurney.
Oh dear.
Data.
This is going very dark.
Oh, somebody said the viewing room. One of the rooms could be a viewing room.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you want to start off in the viewing room where there's the coffin and you're viewing the
Yeah.
Or
loved one?
maybe they haven't brought the body out to the coffin yet, so you start off in the viewing room. There is a open coffin, but there's no body in there.
Okay.
So,
Because obviously the last room has to be the one with the body. So
Or at least or we could have a little twist where you go to get the body and you open it up and then you're like, oh, the brooch isn't here. Oh dear, it's maybe out back, and then you discover something else sinister going out back.
oh yeah, that's a good idea. So your first thing, you're in the viewing room and you're just like, I have to get into the coffin to get the body. Like, that's what you think.
maybe
Yeah.
the coffin's already been buried and you have to dig it up.
Oh,
Yes.
I think yes, definitely should deal with the phobia of being buried alive. That's I've
So
heard of escape rooms that.
it could be that you're outside the funeral home at this point. You're in the graveyard, and you've got to dig up the coffin first. Like, just to note, if you were building an actual escape room, this would not be a good idea because think of the reset. But it's cool.
Yes.
That's really the most important thing.
Yes.
Okay.
So
So what do we want to do? We want to start outside or inside?
Gravestones.
yep.
Okay,
So
so-
we'll have So it could be you need to find the right one to dig up.
Okay,
Mm.
yeah.
Yep. And so I suspect maybe if you're given, you'd want the first puzzle to be pretty simple, right? So
Yeah.
maybe you're given information at the start, like before you go in, you're just like, you're given like, oh, by the way, you forgot your wallet or you forgot your whatever. And to find out, you have amnesia. Who knows? To find out who you're after, you've got to actually look at your wallet or something on you or something that you've got to know, okay, they're my relative.
Okay,
Maybe
so
Look
the
at the last
grave
name on the headstone.
What about the date of death?
Yeah.
Maybe on the headstone.
Yeah.
How could we do that? So you've got to work out her age or his age with the date that they died. So their birth date, maybe.
Yeah.
So the tombstones have the date of death on it, and you have the age. So you have to figure out. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's really simple. But if we wanted a simple first puzzle,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. So you know the age of the. Okay, so that's good, and they're all different years of death or something, so you can extrapolate from that. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So we'll start off with that. Yeah, that sounds good. And you say. But then what do you do once you've got the information? What does that lead to? You've identified the grave, but then what? Do you actually have to just start digging, or did somebody said, do you need a shovel? Maybe we need to find a shovel as well.
Yep. Make them work for it.
There's a tool shed. You've got to open the tool shed.
Yes. Actually, the good thing is that you
hour
have
for this
two
game.
puzzles running simultaneously in this case, which is always a good thing because then, it's not everyone crowded around one puzzle. You've got two separate streams going on. And yeah. One is.
And it's also outside, so it's good for large groups.
Yeah.
In these times. Okay, so two streams. You've got to figure out the birthday. The age of the. So you have the age. You've got to figure out the. Yeah, you got to figure out which grave based on that, and then you have to also get into the toolbox or the tool shed or something. Get the shovel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, I think it'd be nice if you have an entire shed and then there's just like the same number of shovels as the group, or it's just piled full of shovels. You open it and just like shovels pour out.
That's fun. I like that.
Yeah.
Better than human bones falling out.
You need a shed.
Yep. So
I'm just drawing things, and I'm
the artist.
trying to interpret.
do you maybe need to make the shovel?
Oh,
Out of objects you find.
yeah.
Okay, so you've got a shovel handle, a shovel like the rod, the shaft, and you've got the end bit, the spade. So that's somewhere like you've got to find 3 of the items. That's good because it splits it up. I like that.
Something to assemble.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it still makes it quick
Are
and
we
easy.
going to find them locked away in different places?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, then you can split it out again, have a few different puzzles. We probably won't make a puzzle for every single one because we don't have that much time. But there are puzzles.
Why don't I do this? Okay.
Well, to
So
save on the digging time, they could be in a crypt.
they could be in the what?
Crypt. One of those little houses that has the dead bodies on the inside.
I still like the idea of them working for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't often
I like
see
the
that
idea
in an escape room.
They
I'm a
actually
little worried. I'm a little worried it's heading down the zombie path though. The body might just jump out.
This is fine. Give the people what they want.
Well, you know what would be really fun is if you dig up the wrong one when you open it, instead of nobody in there, it's kind of like it's spring-loaded, right? So it just springs out at you.
Or it could be the game master. So
The fucking master! So I did read a book once where they had an escape room where, I don't know, in the book they were just like, yeah, there's just one person hiding in the closet the whole time until you get to the end of the game. And then they come out and surprise you, and I'm like, that sounds like a horrible job.
this is an aside, but I've played 3 escape rooms that have all required people to go into coffins.
3. Wow.
Great. Yeah.
Wow.
Not great. Very scary.
So
I was just wondering. I just had a thought. You have to dig the hole, then you have to get in the hole, and then there's some sort of secret compartment, but that might be too much. I think people will be very reluctant to put themselves inside a hole in the ground.
Where they've just dug up.
Well, somebody did mention a digger or an excavator. I think that's probably the more sensible way to do it.
Yes.
It could be a shallow grave. So it's just you're digging, just say that much or something, just to expose it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shallow grave.
It's not going to be a 6 foot. You spend the entire hour just digging.
True. So you dig in a bit and maybe hit something like a wooden trapdoor or something, and there was a suggestion on the panel about a secret tunnel to the next room, so maybe we should open with that one. So you have to dig in the right grave to get the secret tunnel. I like that.
Well, what if you dig up the right grave, you open the coffin, there's nothing in there, but you can see there's a tunnel through, like someone's clearly, I don't know, dragged the body off through this tunnel in the coffin.
That's awesome.
Let's go with that.
Okay. So,
Alright, so the first room,
so you go.
Oh, I was just saying, so recap of the first room is you identify the right gravestone based on the age, and you assemble a shovel based on pieces of the shovel you find around. You go dig in the right one, goes clunk on a grave coffin, then you open it up, no body, oh no. But It looks like the body's been dragged through this tunnel, which you have to then crawl through to find out where it's gone.
Yeah.
Alright, so where does the tunnel lead? Suggestions for that? Somebody said the tunnel leads to more shovels.
That would be actually kind of funny if you did pass through, like, in that room, there's just, like, all the shovels, and you're like, well, great, thanks.
Again, yes, this is all on a first date. It's going really well.
Just like, I just met you, but can you help me steal my grandparents' heirloom from their body? It'll be great.
You guys clearly haven't been on Tinder these days. That happens all the time.
Well, if we were doing the whole, funeral home crossed with morgue, then you could just end up in an actual morgue, the morgue part of the funeral home.
I've been watching a bit of The Haunting of Hill House. And, in the funeral home, there's that back room where they do the preparing the body. Is that too grim? But in that...
Oh, yes! That's so cool! Because you have a lot of really awesome stuff you can use with the whole, body preparation. There is a word for it, I cannot remember it.
Embalming.
Embalming, yes.
Yeah. So you have science equipment, you have tools and formaldehyde. Is that what they use?
Formaldehyde, yep, that's it.
Yeah. So you could work out certain puzzles in that room. I don't know.
You could do a smell puzzle with the formaldehyde.
Excellent.
just don't smell the chloroform. That's the one you don't want to smell. So if you get it wrong, you get knocked out for the rest of
the date.
Yes.
Yeah.
The games master just has to drag you out into the lobby and wait for you to recover, and just that was your game. Good luck. Have fun.
Oh dear. Okay, so I like the idea of being dragged, looks like the body's been dragged back into an embalming room via an underground method for some reason. So let's go to an embalming room.
Okay.
In an old style stone brick type of embalming room, or like a clean facility type embalming room. What do we reckon?
Ooh.
If you're getting there from an underground passage, I couldn't imagine it being too clean.
True. So once was sterile, but now is possibly,
Maybe it's
the secret embalming room.
Yeah, maybe it hasn't been used for a while, so it's really old, and you could have these beautiful old scientific, equipment. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds good.
Yep. It looks almost like abandoned hospitals from the 1900s kind of look.
Oh, wonderful.
So we got creepy hospital vibe, full of herbs.
Somebody said dragged away for body parts, so you could have body parts in jars and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Something sinister is clearly going on here.
And I think someone said meat pie shop, but
Okay, so that's where the bodies are going.
The final room is Sweeney Todd.
Well, yeah, because you're sort of assuming that the person who works there is stealing the bodies, like a grave robber,
Yeah.
from the grave back into somewhere for what reason?
Yep.
Hmm.
Yes. So I guess in this room, well, back to the whole, but where is like my grandmother / grandfather's body? You need some kind of really clear signpost or reveal at some point to take you to the final location. But I guess it can be a surprise, like it opens up, you know. Everyone loves surprise doors, right? Hidden doors, all of that.
Yeah.
So we could, but okay, second room. I'm also keeping an eye on the time. We've still got some time. So second room, we're in creepy embalming room. What can we do here? How do we let people know this is what you need to do next, I guess, is the really big thing.
I love the idea of having the body parts in those jars. The Keziah suggested. That's really cool.
Yes. So
We can definitely work on a puzzle with that.
what if you have to piece together
tattoos.
like a body
together the
from
body.
body parts? Like you put the jars in the right spot on a shelf that looks vaguely humanoid. Like you've got a shelf and it has a human look to it. Like, you know.
What about, a table in the middle of the room that has an indent of the body, and you build the body on the table in the middle because it's already got the indented shape of the body in it.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
right.
Have you seen those like in creepy things where they're like it's like a bloodletting table or something? I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's also you could do like a riddle puzzle potentially, like give me a hand, like phrases that have body parts in them, like give me a leg up, or heads up, or something. I don't know, something like that to sort of get an idea of where to place them on a shelf, and they have a magnetic switch underneath that opens something. But I don't know.
We can just make the players sing hip bone to the knee bone song.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
I'm going to not comment on this for reasons.
Okay.
We may or may not have a puzzle similar like that in one of our rooms.
Okay.
What I said?
But that's what Mark said.
Oh.
Yeah. The bone song.
So it's a great idea, Mark. We love it. But we're passing that one. But
You can thank me later.
So, yeah, it could be that you've got. It could also be like you've got, extra parts. Either it goes onto a table or it goes onto a shelf with, the riddle on each shelf.
I like Marise's idea of having a shelf with you'd have weird phrases like heads up or left, give me a hand or something like that.
Yep.
On different shelves.
You could have something on the wall or on a wherever is written in yellow, and the jar is yellow, so you've got you've got to put it in that order, or I don't know, the bottom of the thing.
The cryptic ones are really good, like just give me a heads up, or yeah, I need a hand here.
Sleight of hand. Use all the puns as possible. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, every single pun.
So
put in your mouth? That probably wouldn't work.
Well, no, that's a good one actually. You have like the head one, and you put the foot in the that could work. Or you have a shelf that looks a bit like a mouth or something, and you put it on that one.
Now, what if there are multiples of each body part, and you've got to find the right body parts?
So like left hand, right hand? Is that what you mean, or?
No, kind of like the wrong sized leg. You know that the person is 6'4", and you get this little tiny leg, and you know that they're too short. So you've got to actually kind of identify whether the body is correct or not.
Yeah.
How about building the correct body based on? Well, that's good. So hold on. In this room, we can do two things. We can build a body based on the parts you've got, and you just have to deduce that the right shape, the right ones fit based on what Mark said. And we could also do like another thing with the other one. So there's two streams. What is it leading towards? How do you know you have to do this? Why do you? That's my question.
Oh,
yes.
No.
That's a thing. Yep.
There's formaldehyde, and it's probably wrong. It's probably some other liquid, but the one that they pump into the body, you could do something where you have to put a tube through. Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm trying to think. And turn on the water. What would be water? And it clears something in a box. So
You can see it.
I don't know, I'm just trying to think of something that's not just opening a lock, but using
Yeah.
like water.
Like cloudy liquid or something.
So like maybe there's something inside a container, and once you've got all the pieces in place, you pour the formaldehyde through or whatever, but it clears out that box.
Yeah.
So you see something written in it or something inside it or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or it makes it change colour or something, the water, or it affects it.
What's inside it?
It could be like a hand with a tattoo, like a body part with a tattoo on it, and the tattoo reveals information.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But yeah. So
You
just
could do
sorry, going back to what Aaron was saying before as well, I guess the other thing to note is that you definitely need to signpost it. You can't just have people go in and expect them to know straight away that, you know, you've got to put the body parts here. You've got to be like, well, why are you doing this, and how does this help you achieve your goal if you do said thing?
What
Could there
about
perhaps be
a list that the person's left for themselves of the things that they need to do or something?
Yeah.
Right. So organize the shelf, rearrange this body.
Yeah.
That could work.
Yes.
That helps.
Somebody wrote teeth, lots of teeth. I like the idea of teeth being involved because teeth are gross.
Also, you could definitely do a puzzle with the teeth, different molar or the front ones in sizes, etc. You could definitely do something with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
You've got to find the
Could
right
have-
set of teeth based on a mold or
dental records,
dental records. Yeah.
the obvious one.
And you know, like you see there are like 3 teeth missing from those dental records, and you've got to like get the right ones or something along those lines. Put them in place, like on a kind of like denture looking thing. But when you put those particular 3 that are missing in, then something happens.
Or perhaps there's a retina scanner or a palm reader, and once you've got the correct head identified, you can then press the head up to this retina scanner to then open up the next room.
We definitely need to open up the next room. Yeah. So, yeah, it sounds. So I'm just wondering, like, I think it's well signposted with with the table in the middle. That's like just entering the room and seeing the table in the middle. You're like, okay, I got to construct it like the body because there's a shape of the body in the table. That's good. And then the note says you've got to organize your shelf or whatnot and do that as well. But yeah,
It could be almost like a to-do list, like when you do each of those. So it's like, it looks old, but there's like some tech there. You do each of those and it's like, ding, gets ticked off, ding, gets ticked off. And you know when the to-do list is done, then, you know, something will happen. It's just like, now I can relax or, you know, or go question mark, profit, exclamation mark, and then, you know, something happens when you get to the end. And you can see it progressing as you do each thing on the list.
Yeah.
okay. So you tech that up a little bit and have a live updating to-do list, which I think is good.
Yeah.
That's quite clear. So you have to. So it's multilinear at this point. You can do most things. Yeah.
Yep.
Or maybe not even that. But yeah. Okay, that's good. I like that.
Because I gotta say,
And then-
like, one of my pet peeves for sure is like when you go into a game and you're just like, there is just nothing at all telling you what to do or how you even reach your goal, and you're completely lost. I'm like,
So when you get all the items on the list, what happens? Body parts fall from the ceiling.
Said this person used to be in on the scam, but they tried to leave.
oh yeah. Yep. It's like, this is what happens to traitors or something like that.
And the body. Oh, that's a good idea. Actually, the body falls down from the ceiling. It's like on a noose or something, or it's like been hung up by whoever's the criminal in this case, or the strange person. And you have to use the eyeball of that person, like Mark suggested, to open the door to the next room.
Yeah.
So you grab the head off the person that's just fallen from the ceiling on top of you, and you stick it up to the thing, and it's like, retinal scan accepted, access granted, Dr. Frankenstein, or whoever the hell you
I'm
are.
gonna say Jackson, like,
Awesome.
But this, somebody suggests you have to use your hand and your body parts. was just thinking, this is not going to turn into a Saw-themed escape room. You do not have to cut your own body parts off.
No. Oh. So
Okay.
I was just thinking, when this door opens, though, like going back to what someone was saying before, it would be kind of cool. Like, and stop me if you think this is crazy. Like, if it's a contrast, it opens and it's just like this bright, cheerful, you know, like one of those super hipster cafes, and you know, selling meat pies.
That's awesome.
And you've just got like cheery music playing and all of that going on.
I'm happy with that. You go through the door and you're in the back of a cafe and everything. That's how the escape room actually ends. You end up out in, say, Newtown in a cafe area with a...
Oh my gosh, and you
have a
legit
meat pie.
sell meat pies!
Yeah, that's good.
And something that says secret meat up on the shelf or something.
Ooh,
And
nice
so...
pun.
Oh.
Oh, this
And
is so
so
good.
I assume the heirloom is like has been taken off, put somewhere before the.
I think it's ended up in one of the pies.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You have to find
That's
them
where
and
you
put
get to-
inside a pie.
Mm-hmm. So you're in the pie shop now.
Mhm.
Okay, and there's, say, I guess they've locked up for the night, or it's just playing happy music on repeat like they do after hours in some places. So the lights are maybe a little bit, or maybe they're on just for safety, I guess, but it's dark outside and you've got to get into the pie oven, or the pie.
Yes.
Somebody
Maybe
said vegan pies. Somebody said vegan pies, like make it a vegan pie shop, but they're actually feeding you people.
Oh, okay. Oh boy.
It doesn't taste like chicken or beef. It must be vegan.
Well, it's true. No animals were harmed in the making of this pie.
Hey, we're animals too.
Called Cafe Soylent Green. Would anyone get that?
Oh.
I like, yeah. We have a few suggestions for the name of the place. Nice to meet you.
That's good.
Oh dear.
That is. Yeah.
So, what's signposted in here? What do we know we need to get to? We need to get to a pie, a specific pie that looks eerily like your late relative. Maybe. Or I don't know. How do you know it's the pie?
I don't think
How do you know
I-
which- It's a pie that's in the shape of a body. It's very strange. I don't know.
What if back to the heirloom idea? What if this pie shop has like a lot of artwork around the place and antiques and stuff like that, and you're going to need to get into one of those to get the heirloom, but you need to do something with the pies to get to that.
Oh, like they could hide the keys in one of the pies.
Yeah.
If we took a step back further, the bodies that came out of that previous room would have to go through some kind of food process or some kind of mincer. Wouldn't there'd be some kind of processing machine that would have to analyze first?
Yeah.
Mm.
That would be cool.
So we have to figure out.
We'd have to connect the player to understand that the bodies that came from here have then turned into the
yeah.
pies over there. There has to be that connection to understand
How
how
sausages. Sausages coming through on a conveyor belt from the room you were just in, perhaps.
Oh,
Yeah.
Through.
Yeah, you could.
yes.
If you don't have to use this, I'd hide this off from people. Like have a perspex covering of it, and just like literally just have like a little line of sausages that keeps coming out,
Yeah.
goes
Yeah,
back into
actually,
a
if they
thing.
go through on a loop, you could put something on the sausages then. And then, like, when they work out, oh, okay, these are probably kind of important.
Yeah, so they're all the same except for, say, 4 that are different colours or texture or something, I don't know. And they're the ones going through as a,
Or you could identify types of sausages, like, you know, this is a Czechoslovakian sausage, this is a British sausage. And,
Bratwurst.
breakfast.
and guess how they decide which is which. So, like, if you knew the nationality of your ancestor.
Oh.
oh, yeah.
So that's good. That's good. That's very.
Out of it, perhaps, of the different flags of the different countries sort of going through. That's a food thing.
Mhm.
Or a toothpick. maybe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know a Czechoslovakian sausage.
Well, you could like put them on like different countries' sausages, but then there's a board as well, so no outside knowledge required. But there's a board somewhere where it pretty much says, okay, so these are the national sausages of each country, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we could make this a taste puzzle.
Oh, good. You almost never see that in an escape room, so that's
I wonder why.
One can
we
have
have
a lot
people
of
lick stuff in our room sometimes.
you can have a lot of chili in one. That's the spicy one, and you've got the that haggis blood sausage. What's that sausage made of blood that you can get over in the UK?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Black pudding.
Yeah.
Like just.
Well, I don't know if I'd want to taste half of those sausages.
Yeah, I think we get very low uptake on the if we have too many exotic flavors.
And also people, we're implying also that it's human beings. So I don't know.
It might be a bit much.
Yeah.
But yes, something to do
Yeah,
with the
the chat feed is not so happy with the idea of tasting puzzles in an escape room. Or maybe it's just the fact that it's the meat thing.
Surprise! So let's say you've got some national sausages, and fine, we will look at them because we are COVID safe here. Then the question is, you see something on the sausage, like when you've identified the right sausage as this is my ancestor. Something on the sausage then, I guess?
Okay.
Yeah?
A tattoo?
Tattoo on the sausage, yes.
Oh dear.
It's like the tattoo that they had on their hand or something. On their butt.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I'm drawing
Yes.
a tattoo on one of these.
Is this the final puzzle?
I think probably you need to work out which one, and then you probably need one or two more, right? So we can say you use the tattoo to get you to something else, also just because I'm very aware of time. If we want to say, you need a few more puzzles, but if we want to go to the grand finale, what should the very last thing you do? How are we going to end this with a bang? With a sausage or something.
Oh boy.
Okay, so
Because in the end, you've still got to get you came here for the
tattoo. You break open that sausage. You reach in to get your heirloom, because it's a ring and the tattoo was on their hand, and it's going to be in that sausage, obviously.
Obviously.
You break open the sausage. Okay, here we are breaking it. Okay. And out pops
The heirloom.
an heirloom.
The ring.
Gonna be gold.
Yep.
So once you've got that, then you've got it. You just get that's it, or you have to bail somehow.
Well, now you have to get out, right?
Or maybe the police bust in at that point and see you making the pies.
Ooh.
Ooh.
They're on-
And that leads on to part 2 of the escape room, which is you escaping from jail. With an unfortunate record of cannibalism and God knows what else you're doing in there, but yeah.
Yes.
There's some severe indigestion from those sausages.
Could we do something with the ring that it slots into something?
Yeah.
I don't know if that opens a secret door that is the final door, or it slots in somehow to reveal. I don't know. Maybe I'm making it too complicated.
What if it slots in and that is just like it gets you back out to the lobby, but the GM is in the lobby waiting for you with a plate of barbecued sausages?
Oh, yeah.
A couple of things people have suggested: a secret recipe book to give to the police, or alarms in the cafe might need to be disabled first. Just as a couple of ideas.
Yeah.
Oh, twist! You made the sausages all along.
Oh, by putting the thing into the body plate in the previous room, you've actually made the sausages just then.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
That
So-
just doesn't look good. So I guess the second part of the escape room is actually quite valid then.
Yes.
Trying to prove our own innocence.
Yep. So I think we will probably end it here in terms of the design itself. If anyone wants, I'll do a very quick recap. Oh boy, memory. And then we'll go to a Q&A for the rest of the time. If anyone's got any questions, start thinking them up now. And we'll go do a quick recap of the morgue body pie shop escape room.
Hey guys out there, hit a little like on there if you think we should actually create this room.
We do not have that many sausages, or maybe we do. So we start off outside in a graveyard. You've got the tombstones. You use the years on there to work out which one is the one of your ancestor, based on the birth year as well as their age. And then you've got to get the 3 shovel pieces, which are locked up around the place, put it together, dig up the correct grave. You dig up the wrong one, something will come out of the coffin, a body will bounce out of the coffin, hit you in the face. When you get the right one, you'll open the coffin to see that there is a tunnel where the body should be. So you follow the tunnel, you end up in room 2, the embalming room. So here you've got a few different things. First of all, put the body parts, find the right body parts and make sure they all look the same, and put them onto the table in the middle in the right places. You've also got another one where you've got like spare parts or something like that, and with a little riddle on each, you know, like heads up, or give me a hand, or break a leg.
Put in the mouth. Or break
Yes,
a leg, yes.
And you put those in the right parts too. When you get them both as you go, you see the list of the things to do getting ticked off, just alongside whether it's a hidden door or not. I'm not sure we decided, but some kind of scanner or some kind of thing that will activate when you go through the list, just so that everyone knows, okay, this is what we're meant to do next. And I think at some point we also said there'll be fluids where you flush water through, clears it, and you can see something really important on a body part, which I presume will unlock something else. And yeah, look, we skipped a bit on the puzzles. We are already running out of time. Final part, when you've got everything done, what happens is that a body drops from the ceiling, probably suspended on a noose of some sort. It'll just fall down, and you'll have to grab the head, use the eyeball to scan, and a door opens into a really bright and cheery, happy, not a pie shop anymore, I guess a sausage shop.
They have pies too.
Pies and sausages.
A
So
delicatessen.
then, you'll see a conveyor belt of different types of sausages from around the world. There'll be a board with, like, you know, these countries have these, this is their national sausage. You've got to find the one that correlates to your ancestor, grab that sausage, break it open, and then when you do, you'll get the ring. Now, either the police will break in and arrest you, and you can come back for part 2 where you're escaping from jail, or I presume you go out and there will be sausages waiting for you. Among other
And
things.
pies.
Oh, and pies, definitely pies. Lots of meat pies. So there is the room.
And we can also throw in some fruit pies for those people that don't want to eat the meat.
Yes.
All the options. It's good. I mean, after doing that escape room, I don't know if you'd actually want to eat meat anyway, because it's, yeah.
You don't know where it's come from.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Question.
We'll throw it open to questions. If-
All right, so there's one there. So one of the questions is, you guys must come up with a lot of great ideas for new escape rooms. How do you decide which ones to run with? P.S. Why haven't you made any on the Goonies movie or a Goonies themed room yet?
Oh, Goonies would be good.
There
think.
Copyright, potentially, might have. Yeah.
One reason.
So how do you decide which ideas to run with for an escape room, guys?
Oh,
First you pick a theme, and then you try and find things that will roughly fit within that theme, and then kind of shoehorn it into a puzzle of some sort.
Can I tell you, for me, I want to create an escape room that I'd like to play.
yeah.
Yep.
So it's all about me. I just
Yes.
I love film noir, and I thought I really want to be in like a black and white film. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah. I think for me too, it's a lot about gut feel. Like Aaron will tell you, we spent so long throwing around ideas for the new room, which kept getting vetoed, and me going like, nah, I can't see that working. And yeah, until you get an idea where you can actually see some kind of vision for it, and so like, yes, I can see how this works. I can see how the ending would work. I can see how this would be a unique theme, which is like, I think this particular one, like a newest one, was inspired by the play That Goes Wrong, where it's a play, everything goes wrong, and it's like, wouldn't that be really cool to throw people in there, make it a semi-play too, where everything goes wrong, and you get that gut feel where you're just like, yeah, that feels like we could make it. It would be so much fun.
I think for me, I start with like a very small idea. Like there was one that we were going to do before we moved venues, but my son said something about like a dragon, and then that idea grows and grows and grows and grows. The more you talk about it, the more it expands and it changes over time. There's another question here. How do you work out if a puzzle is the right difficulty? For me personally, I would say testing. A lot of beta testing.
definitely.
Because you can't tell until people play it, whether it's too
Yeah.
difficult.
Like there's so many puzzles where you're just like, it's so obvious. There's no way people will not get it, and then everyone doesn't.
Yeah.
It's because you're too close to it when you design it. You don't realize that it's actually like, a bit more complicated than you thought it was.
Yeah.
But you've done it so many times building it that you,
It's obvious.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but
Watching-
sometimes I even beta test the puzzles before I put them in the room. Like I beta test the concept to my friends. Yeah.
Yep.
But it's also watching a lot of groups when they're playing it. You just watch enough games once it's live just to see how many groups are being caught up on one particular puzzle, so that you know to redo the clues.
Yeah.
You're not going to get one puzzle that's always solvable. There's always going to be a few teams that don't do it, but that doesn't mean it's bad.
Yep. Exactly. You need to
Somebody asked, what sort of puzzles do you like the least?
This is super. Oh, sorry.
Well, for me, oh God, ones that require, this is probably just me, but some sort of physical skill. So I've played games where you've got to do something and it requires physical skill, and if you don't do it, don't get it exactly correct, you've got to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And oh no, I don't want to say which one, obviously, but if it requires,
I don't like those ones with the metal thing that you have to. Is that what you mean? That kind of thing?
So you're talking about throwing things.
Yeah, throwing things that are from a distance, and if you don't get it exactly, it's always very frustrating. So, and then if they give you 3 things to throw, and then that's it. Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't sound
good. So
Anything that requires coordination, you're just like, look, I know what I have to do, I just can't do it.
yeah.
Well, that would be a good point. A puzzle that can be rendered unsolvable by the teams themselves. If they do it wrong and then they can no longer solve it after that's done, like your example of 3 balls. Once they've used up the 3 balls, if they can't retrieve them, it's unsolvable at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's silly.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'd also add puzzles that you could usually do on your own with a pen and paper. Things like Sudoku, that kind of thing. It's not a team activity. It's not a fun activity. It's something that you might enjoy on your own, but not in a group.
Yep.
I was thinking it's not really a hated puzzle, but we used to have a music-based puzzle, but turns out it's very difficult for players to differentiate tone. At least half the population seems to be really good at it, and the other half seems to be not so good at it. So we had to remove that because it was too... it was just, hit and miss whether a team would be able to even differentiate the tones in a puzzle. So you also have to think about, it's not really a hated puzzle. It's just like the accessibility of the puzzle.
Yep.
What are the thoughts out there for smell-based puzzles? I personally have never been very good at them, but I'm not sure what the consensus is of others. Do people like them or not?
I'm very bad at them, so
Same.
yeah.
They can be touch and go, like smells, because also I feel like they're slightly different for everyone. It's,
They're a bit memory-based as well. Unless you have the smells in the room with you to compare with, it's a bit harder.
Yeah.
Because some people may not have been exposed to a certain smell.
yeah.
So there's a general question: how long does it take to build an escape room? What's a normal amount of time?
Too long?
Too long?
Anywhere
Whenever
between
you-
a month and a year and a half.
Yeah.
A year and a half. Ooh.
Our last game
If you're as hopeless as me.
Yeah, mine seem to be between 6 months and a year, depending on the amount of technology that goes into them.
And set design too. I find set design can take so long. Like you want your props, you want your set to look good, and suddenly it goes from something you could build in, rough and tumble in say a month or two to, well, that took 8 months or 9 months or whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking, what's the worst customer blunder in the room? Like, what's the worst thing you've seen in a room, I guess?
I had a person fall asleep for 40 minutes.
They're paying you for it's like a hotel service, Mark. not even that comfortable.
I don't like when people fight in the rooms.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I find that
Someone
scary.
wants a piece of gum out of their mouth, used it to stick something up, one of our props up in the room.
Oh, I remember that one.
From the mouth.
Oh, I actually got kicked in the stomach once by a 13-year-old.
Whew, what?
Happy days.
I went into
mean-
I don't know how many people from Queensland are watching this, and those who are probably have played my rooms anyway, but there is a point in one of my rooms where someone goes in dressed up to scare them and never had anyone throw a punch or anything, but one time, and it was recently, a 13-year-old girl kicked me in the stomach.
It is pretty terrifying.
People normally have self-control.
Oh, I think
Very
we
good.
can maybe take one, possibly two more questions, depending on how long the answers are. Are there any others?
Oh, there was a quick one saying, will we actually make the room we just designed then?
Absolutely.
Post.
Oh, it looks like... Okay.
Oh,
It might have some logistic issues, I think, but
Oh,
that's
That-
going through.
but yeah, I guess while we're skimming for questions, does anyone else have any other terrible things that happen? Because those are always fun.
I haven't had anybody sick yet.
good.
Like throw up.
Haven't yet. Has anybody else experienced that?
Yes.
I've heard stories of places with fake toilets that, are used in the room. At least I've heard the story, I haven't seen it, but
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people accidentally pocket keys and padlocks and things and then walk out of the venue with keys still in their pockets for the game. That makes it really hard when you're resetting the game and you can't find the keys and the previous team.
we had our staff do that the other day.
Whoops. Oh,
Yeah.
we had the group that snuck in a goon bag once.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, oh my god.
That was. Yep.
And we kind of knew the person too. Last question
really?
here is how do you guys... Sorry?
yeah, go on.
How did you guys get into the escape room industry? Like, what professions leads to this job?
Yeah, computer programming.
Yeah, look, I used to be a business analyst and IT and stuff and write on the side. So I think the writing part was pretty much one of the only things that came in really useful. But maybe project management, seriously building a room is a project of itself.
I was a high school dropout. I was a stay-at-home mum, and I just really liked escape rooms, so I did it.
Nice.
I was a journalist and a website designer. So
I was an economist. I mean,
I think fundamentally we're all creative types that have got a head for puzzles.
Yeah.
underneath the economist thing.
So,
I think it's much more about passion than it is about prior experience.
yeah. It's not like there's a degree for this or anything.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
We'll create one.
One day.
The Escape Room Academy.
Yes.
Somebody said, so the answer to what leads to this is being unsatisfied in your day job.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. I agree.
100%.
And I guess we probably should finish up since it's 7:30.
Yep. We can probably squeeze in one more since no one's yelled at us yet.
Okay. Do you think the escape room market is too saturated for more escape rooms to succeed?
I don't think so.
Ooh, I don't think so either.
Not in Queensland, anyway.
Depends on your location, but
I think there will be, as in it also depends like specifically where in each city and all that kind of thing. I don't think it's too saturated, but also you can no longer get away with I'm just going to slap something together real quick in a small room and hope for the best.
Yeah, that's a very good.
the barriers to entry are a little higher now because there's a few pretty good quality ones out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, actually,
Oh, can I just say something before we finish, like real quick? And I'm sure I speak for everyone here. I just wanted to mention the Victorian escape rooms at the moment. Just for the people watching, a lot of our friends have escape rooms in Victoria. They're doing it really hard at the moment. And I just wanted to say on behalf of us, if you can somehow support them, that'd be amazing. Like there's a few that have like online games and also gift vouchers for sale. And even if the money's tight, if you can write them a review, I'm sure that they'd really appreciate it. Because they've been closed, a lot of them, since March. And I just thought I'd mention it.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Marise. Like, gift vouchers can definitely be a huge lifeline. So, you know, if you do have a room that you love down there, help them out. And you'll be able to use it in the future, I'm sure.
All right, I just got a comment about wrapping it up. So,
Okay, we'll wrap
Thank
it
you
up.
so much, everyone, for tuning in.
Awesome. Yeah,
Thanks,
very
everyone.
much, everyone.
Yep.
thanks, everyone.